Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to learn how to replace the useState hook with useReducer in React by building a simple to-do app. If you are comfortable with useState, but useReducer sounds confusing, don't worry. By the end of this video, we'll see how clean and scalable it can be. So let's dive in. First, why useReducer? So if you see, normally we use useState to manage local states in React, but when you have a multiple related states, you want cleaner logic. UseReducer becomes a better option. It works kind of like a mini Redux inside your component. It takes in the current state and an action and returns the new state. So let's quickly set up our app using Create React App. Here, for the benefit of time, we already have created an app. So let's just jump in and create our to-do application with a normal useState method. So to begin with, we'll first create a component which will be a to-do component. So we'll first create a folder called component, and inside the component we'll build a to-do application, and we will create our React snippet. We'll start with an input box, input type text, and we'll create a button which will add all the tasks. Pretty simple. Now for this input box to work, we need to give onChange handler, and for this button to work, we need to give onClick handler, and we would also be needing useState hooks for the state management. So for the input type, we would for the input type, we'll be needing input text. We can write like this: input text, set input text, and it will be initialized the blank. Now for this input text to work, we need to put this set input text over here, and we have to set this with the event handler. So here we can create an arrow, small arrow function event handler, and we can pass in the e dot target dot value, and we can use the same value as its value, that is the input text. Now this would show the input text box or the text box in real time. So whatever we will type, it will show up. Now we need another useState hook for the task. This one will be an array. So here we can have array as task, which will have set task, and this will be a blank array. For the naming convention, we can make the set task T in capital letter. Now for the on click, we need a handler, so we can have to-do handler, a function which we can create, and along with that, in the to-do function, we can set the task. We can add the array elements. Now, what this array will hold? This array will hold one object. The object will hold one ID, which can be initialized as 1, and it will also hold a task, which will be by default like add task. And now, if we want to display that, let's put that in the next line and show them like this: task.map, not each element listed item in each element dot task. And we can use the key each element dot id. That will be pretty straightforward. However, when we are clicking on the add button, we need to trigger this to-do handler. And in this to-do handler, what we can do is we can add, we can spread out the existing task, and we can add the task that we are entering or that we are adding. So here the ID can be the task length, task.length plus 1, and the task would be something that we are sending real time, and that task would be the input text. Another thing, once the task is added, we want the input text box to be get blank. So when the task is added, the input text box will become blank. It will be, and I think that's pretty much it. Now if we save this and try to run it, oh, my bad. Now we have saved it. Now we have to go to that folder and start the React application. Oh, we have not imported this. So we do have to import this in our main application. Import to do from component to do, and we have imported this. And we got our first error. We have not defined the use state. That's pretty much, we'll take care of it. Now if we go ahead and take a look at the browser, we'll see to do app working and running. We can add a task here, and we can see it is quickly adding the task, and while adding it is listing them out here, and it is deleting the same from the input box so that it looks very transient, like it is Whatever the task is being added, it is coming in the list, like A, B, whichever way you want. So now that we have built this to-do application using the useState hook, you might be wondering what else can we do to make this cleaner and more scalable. In the next video, I will show you how we can refactor this exact same app using the use reducer hook to simplify our state logic and better manage actions like adding or deleting to-dos. So don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next part. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.